If the formula for building wealth is so simple, why do most people stay broke their entire lives? Most people believe wealth is about luck, being at the right place at the right time, finding the perfect stock, getting rich fast. But that's not how real wealth is built. Long-term wealth follows a simple logic. And once you understand it, money starts to make sense in a completely different way. This video is not about becoming rich overnight. It is about building real wealth that lasts. Let's start with one uncomfortable truth. Most people do not fail financially because they are stupid. They fail because they are impatient and they want results now. They want proof now. They want the reward before they follow the process. Wealth works in the opposite way. First you do the work, then you wait. Then after a long time, you see the results. This is the logic most people never accept. Here is the first rule of long-term wealth. You do not build wealth by making big money once. You build wealth by making small, smart decisions repeatedly. One good decision will not change your life, but one bad decision repeated for years will destroy it. Wealth is not one moment. It is a habit. Now let's talk about the real engine of long-term wealth. Time. Time is more powerful than talent, more powerful than intelligence, more powerful than luck. If you invest a small amount of money for a long period of time, it will beat large investments made late. This is why people who start early almost always win. Not because they are better, but because they let time work for them. There is a simple example. If you invest a small amount every month and let it grow slowly for many years, the growth becomes exponential. At first, it feels pointless. Nothing seems to happen. But after enough time, the growth becomes unstoppable. This is the part most people never reach, because they quit too early. Now let's talk about income. You cannot build long-term wealth with only one source of income. If your only income is your job, you are one problem away from zero. The wealthy understand this. They build multiple streams of income. Some are slow, some are fast, some are risky, some are safe, but they do not rely on only one. Here is another uncomfortable truth. Your savings will not make you wealthy. Your investments will. Saving money protects you. Investing money grows you. Both are important, but they serve different purposes. Most people save what is left after spending. The wealthy invest first and live with what is left. This simple shift changes everything. Now let's talk about risk. Poor people avoid all risk. Reckless people take blind risk. Wealthy people take calculated risk. They study. They wait. They move when the odds are on their side. They understand that risk is not something to fear. It is something to manage. No risk means no growth. Too much risk means destruction. Wealth is built in the middle. Another rule of long-term wealth is this. Your lifestyle must grow slower than your income. This is where most people fail. They get a raise, they upgrade their car, they upgrade their house, they upgrade their habits, and suddenly they are still broke, just at a higher level. The wealthy delay lifestyle upgrades. They let their investments grow faster than their spending. That is how freedom is created. Now let's talk about debt. Not all debt is evil, but most people use debt in the worst way possible. They use debt to buy things that lose value. Cars, gadgets, trends. The wealthy use debt to buy things that grow in value. Businesses, assets, real estate, investments. Debt can be a trap, or it can be a tool. It depends on how you use it. Another key principle. Wealth is not built by motivation. It is built by systems. Motivation disappears. Systems stay. A system to save. A system to invest. A system to learn. A system to grow your income. You do not rely on feelings, you rely on rules. This is how consistency is created. Here is something most people never realize. Long-term wealth is boring. It is not exciting. It is not flashy. It is not dramatic. It is doing the same smart things again and again for years. It is skipping what feels good now for what will feel incredible later. This is why so few people succeed. Not because it is hard, but because it is slow. Now let's connect everything into one simple logic. You earn, you save, you invest, you repeat, you increase your income, you control your spending. You let time and compounding do the heavy work. No shortcuts, no secrets, no magic, just patience and discipline. You do not need to be a genius. You do not need to be lucky. You do not need perfect timing. You only need to start early, stay consistent, and avoid stupid decisions. That alone puts you ahead of most people. Here is the final truth. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Wealth is not built in months. It is built in decades. And the best time to start is always now. If this video changed the way you see money, subscribe to Money Logic. Because understanding money is the first step to controlling it. And control is where freedom begins.